For your patient time and attention, and we'll just begin the proceedings.
We will provide the best customized solution for your organization's unique IT needs, no matter the hardware brand, and with the potential of getting value back for each device. Bottom line, Lenovo makes IT asset disposal easy, helping you do the right thing. Learn more about how Lenovo Asset Recovery Services can help your business by visiting the website below.
Good afternoon. A warm welcome on behalf of the Lenovo family to the Lenovo Tech World 2025. It's our annual innovation showcase. This is the fourth edition that we are doing it in India, and every year it's gone bigger and better. And I do believe this is the best that we've had to show to you over the last 4 years. We have a lot of exciting stuff over the next few hours to share with you. And the theme, as you're all reading, is about smarter AI for all. Now, a lot of doubts are still there about whether AI is a real thing or it's just a hype cycle. Our attempt over the next few hours will be to tell you and demonstrate to you that we are way beyond the hype cycle now, and we can actually talk to you about live use cases which are not just global, but that we are helping develop within the country. We are also celebrating a milestone for us as a company. On March 7th in 2005, 20 years ago, and I know it sounds like a long time, but we are still a very young company in the country. When you look at the competing set, if you look at all other technology companies in India, they've had a much wider footprint and a much deeper footprint over many more decades. So we are turning into adult finally. Hopefully we've grown up and beyond our teenage years. But within this very short span of time, we're very proud of the impact that we've created as a company. Just over the last 1 year, we have 13 million happy users across our full portfolio, which spans from Motorola phones to tablets to PCs and on the infrastructure side. So this is a large number, 13 million happy users. If you look at our employee base, and this is the direct plus indirect employee base, we are responsible for job creation for almost 14,000 people as we speak in the country today. And we were doing the count, and a lot of you are part of this list in the room, that how many of the top companies have been our customers, and the count is almost 75% of the top 100 companies in India. Many of you are in the room, like I said, or of the top 100 unicorns that India has managed to create, 2/3 of that are our customers. So thank you for your support, for helping us create this impact in the market. And the last thing that we are very proud of for a lot of companies, Make in India is a new topic. Guess what? We've been making in India for the last 20 years. Because right from the day we started our business in the country, we've had a Pondicherry plant running. And the numbers are large. It does come as a surprise to many people that just last year, and this number is growing as we speak, the total value of made in India products was 18,000 crores. And we also ship out a large percentage of that to other global markets. So it's not just making in India for India, but also making in India for the world. We are also pleasantly surprised that when the world was talking about AI and Prime Minister Modi released the India AI mission, the statement said AI for all. And a year before that, our global mission statement was unveiled as Smarter AI for all. So we do believe there's a happy alignment of minds that whatever we want to do globally, it's very well aligned to what the government of India wants to achieve as a country. And just bringing this alive, and very happy to say that all this has happened in a very short span of time over the last couple of years. As the world was looking at AI disruption, we took India as a market to invest in not just for revenue, but to actually build the AI fabric. Because AI is not just about AI getting embedded in a device, it's about the design, it's about the manufacturing, and in terms of developing the AI talent from the market. So last year, we set up a state-of-the-art server lab out of our Bangalore campus. It's a 150-seater. Happy to host you. If you travel to Bangalore, happy to host you in our office to show you the investment that we made on the R&D front. We have about 500 Android engineers. All the AI innovation that you see in Motorola phones now are also getting developed from Bangalore. If you look at the devices that we are putting out in the market, that count is only increasing. Every month we are launching, or at least a dozen devices across phones, tablets, and PCs, which are with some AI capability. So this is in line with our vision of bringing the best and the latest technology to the market. And our portfolio already is 25-30%. I would say all the devices are already AI enabled. And like I said, the count will keep growing during the year. AI ecosystem over the last 1 year has been a lot about the large compute, the LLMs which are getting created. And again, very happy and proud to say that we are helping some of the large Indic models getting developed in the country. And you will hear a little more about that during the later part of the afternoon. And if you look at a lot of this thing about data sovereignty and a lot of tier 1 CSPs who are building infrastructure in India, again, very happy to say that Lenovo is a key provider of technology for those tier 1 CSPs as well. And the last one is equally interesting. When this entire doubt is there on is AI a hype or does AI get into a real use case, we actually are building a practice out of Bangalore, and you will hear the gentleman later in the day on stage. We have created a 90-day fast start program that wherever a CIO or a customer has an idea but is unsure about how to bring it to a POC stage and to demonstrate ROI, we are coming in with our solution expertise and our consulting expertise to convert it from a raw idea to a active POC. So like I was saying, it's not just about driving revenue in the market. When we say Smarter AI for all, we are putting our money where our mouth is. Manufacturing is growing. We are creating more design jobs out of India. And we are bringing the latest technology and products which are AI enabled into the market. And that's not where we end. We've been a good citizen. We've been around for the last 20 years. And we do feel that India still has a lot of large-scale problems to solve. And it's not ours to solve alone. We need the ecosystem help there. But we've been, as a technology company, there are places where we can definitely provide some solutions using our technology. And one big problem that we've been actively participating in, that India has the largest learning pool. India has demographic dividend. There are 25 crore students in India at any given point of time. But guess what? Only 15% of them have access to productive technology because the classrooms are not digitized and home penetration of PCs is also still about 15%. So when we want a generation of tech talent to grow up in the country, they are getting access to technology very late. So through our CSR program and our partnership, we've been very focused on this problem to solve. And we impact more than 1.5 lakh students every year with our digital divide programs. But the new topic that we've picked up, when the world is looking to develop AI talent, India right now contributes about 5% of the tech talent for the world. When you look at all the software and engineering talent that we have, the number is expected to go up to 20%. Because India has the demographic dividend, we've proven that we have the engineering capability. So there's a lot of demand which is going to come up for India talent not just to solve for India's problems, but for the world. And right now, we do have a capacity gap there. I don't think our ecosystem is fully ready. So this is the second mission that we've taken over the last couple of years, that how do we as a technology company help create again the ecosystem and the talent pool that the country and the world needs for the future. So on that, we've just started a few partnerships, and I would like to invite one of our partners, Dr. Rohini Nagpadma, on stage. So very recently, we've announced an innovation lab on their campus, and me and Dr. Rohini will talk that through.
Very good afternoon to all. The National Institute of Engineering, Mysuru, is a pioneer in engineering education. We have been there from the last 78 years. The engineering education which we are providing, the institution has gone for the autonomous state in 2007. It has been accredited by NAC and also has taken the NBA accreditation. So when we look into the future of our engineering students or the graduates, we would like to say we have to move very much far ahead. There are different corporates who have supported us in developing or hand-holding us in giving some industrial laboratories. To name a few, we have a robotic lab at the institute from Bosch. We also have a Texas Innovation Lab for the electronics department. We have a Siemens lab. All these are working in silos. But today, when you see, the engineering students have got a lack of advanced technologies. They lack in the real world applications. We need to upgrade our faculty, and we need to have a lot of interdisciplinary learning. This is where the Alpha Innovation and Tinker's Lab, which we have partnered with Lenovo and MBF, is playing a very huge or a vital, pivotal role. As we all know, India is embracing AI in a great way. This is definitely due to the global competitiveness, the economic growth, and the skill development. If you take the All India Council for Technical Education, our body AICTE, has declared 2025 as the year of AI to empower colleges and students. So this Alpha Lab will be a facility where it will foster innovation, hands-on learning, industry-relevant skills in AI, IoT, and computational engineering, thereby driving impactful resource for industry collaboration and societal solutions.
So we are very pleased with the partnership, and we are just taking the first baby steps. Obviously, this program will expand. And we do believe this is foundational as the world looks at India for AI talent. I think this step will go a long way. So Rohini, we have all the top leaders of the industry here, top 300 CIOs that represent the industry. Any message you would want to leave behind with the CIOs?
Sure. Potential partnership and collaboration with industries is very important in the present day scenario. Partnership with Lenovo and Maker Bhavan Foundation will pave the way for ensuring the workforce of tomorrow is equipped with required technical acumen. Alpha Innovation Tinkerers Lab is the first of its kind in Karnataka, and this will be definitely a model for the Department of Higher Education and AICTE. The Alpha Innovation and Tinkerers Lab is aligned very much with the National Education Policy NEP, and this lab encourages experiential learning, interdisciplinary collaboration, real-world applications of concepts. By equipping students with all these type of practical skills, industry-relevant tools, and a research-driven mindset, the lab aims to create industry-ready talent who can drive technological advancements and innovation in the evolving landscape. I once again would like to thank Lenovo team and MBF for giving us this great opportunity and coming over to Mysore and setting up this wonderful labs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rohini. So like I said, some of these problems are too large to solve for one institute or one company alone. Hopefully, she'll get a lot more support from the room as well to build the AI talent for the future. So as I was saying, today is all about making AI use cases come alive for this audience, so that we share our belief that AI is beyond the hype cycle. But to take the proceedings further, I would now like to invite Mr. Matthew Zielinski, he is President of our International Markets, to talk a little more about how our global strategy is playing out in bringing smarter AI for all. Matt, can we have a
Thank you, Shalindra. It was funny, about 30 seconds ago, the lady said it'll be about 7 more minutes before we have to go out. So I got comfortable, and next thing you know, I was about to be late. So first of all, Dhanyavad, Shalindra, thank you again. Welcome, everybody. My name is Matt Zielinski. I'm Lenovo's President of International Markets, and I'm completely thrilled to be with all of you here in beautiful Mumbai. As Shalindra said, we're celebrating 20 years of Lenovo India. You know, and in recent years, I've had the pleasure of spending time with our incredible teams in Bangalore and Delhi, but there's something extra special about the energy and the pace of being in Mumbai. Lenovo, there really is. I love it. It's kind of like New York meets India. New York City, I should say. So Lenovo serves customers in 180 markets around the world, and India is one of our most strategic markets, not only for the wealth of opportunity in delivering smarter technology for all, but building that technology right here. Today, India stands at the forefront of an AI-powered revolution with a rapidly growing digital economy, a thriving technology workforce, and an appetite for innovation. And this is India's moment to lead the world in AI adoption and development. AI has the power to supercharge India's $250 billion IT sector, drive unprecedented efficiency in industries like healthcare, manufacturing, and retail, and elevate millions of businesses from startups to global enterprises into the AI era. And India's leadership in AI is not about adoption, it's about creation. With AI investments projected to reach $20 billion by 2028, India is poised to become a global AI powerhouse, where solutions are not only consumed, but also built and exported all around the world. With Make in India and PLI initiatives, creating more than 1,000 new jobs through our India Shared Support Center and our commitment to India's digital future, Lenovo isn't just a technology provider, we're a technology builder, an innovator, and an enabler of India's AI transformation. But what makes Lenovo the right fit for India? Firstly, our foundation for success has never been stronger. Just 2 weeks ago, we announced our Q3 earnings, and it was a record-breaking quarter on many fronts. Beyond strong revenue and net income growth, our mix of non-PC revenue continues to grow as we move forward in our vision as an end-to-end global solutions powerhouse. We remain number one as a PC company across the world and in Asia Pacific in both commercial and consumer segments, and we're steadily widening the gap from our competitors. Our Motorola business saw its highest global activations ever, and in India, Moto is the fastest growing OEM. And this quarter, Motorola saw double-digit revenue growth year on year in Q3 and hyper-growth in Asia Pacific. In 2023, we set a global goal to double our smartphone business in 3 years, and we are going to blow that away. We're well on track to achieve that in 2026. Beyond devices, our infrastructure business is seeing quarter after quarter hypergrowth in our cloud service provider business this year and steady growth in enterprise and SMB, all of which led us to a break-even Q3 and on a firm path to true sustainable profitability. And in services, the glue that holds together device and infrastructure into fully customized and serviceable solutions, we're celebrating 15 consecutive quarters of profitable growth. So we have a super solid foundation in place as a new era of AI accelerates, and with it, we've got a pretty bold vision. Our goal is to create a world where everyone can access AI technology that makes life better. That means bringing you technology that's not only smarter, but more intuitive, more efficient, and sustainable. And we've set ambitious R&D goals and developed a winning product roadmap. Our in-house expertise means you benefit from unique solutions that create personalized, user-focused experiences, all while prioritizing privacy and security in this AI era. We have differentiated offerings that cater to B2B and consumer demands. And together with our industry partners, we're not just imagining the future, we're truly inventing it. For India's AI ambitions to thrive, organizations need to be more than just powerful models. They need choice, they need flexibility, they need control. And AI must be hybrid, scalable, and accessible. And that is exactly what Lenovo delivers. Hybrid AI unlocks productivity, agility, and innovation, allowing businesses to run AI everywhere, at the edge, in the cloud, or on-premise. That means enterprises, SMBs, and startups alike can harness AI in a way that best fits their needs. With AI-ready infrastructure, cloud-to-edge solutions, and sustainable computing, Lenovo ensures that India's AI revolution is not just about speed, but it's about smart, responsible, and sustainable growth. Lenovo's hybrid AI strategy is built on openness and choice, giving enterprises the flexibility to train, deploy, and scale AI on their terms. Whether it's enterprise optimization or startups developing next-gen AI applications, Lenovo provides the infrastructure, compute power, and AI-ready platforms to really make it happen. AI isn't just about powerful models. It's about delivering real outcomes. Lenovo's full-stack, end-to-end AI solutions are designed to power everything from the pocket to the cloud, from the PC to supercomputers. And effectively, hybrid AI results in Lenovo's ability to curate two primary AI experiences for users: personal AI and enterprise AI. A personal AI model puts AI at your fingertips. It's an AI twin, if you will. And as Amar will share momentarily, AI becomes embedded within your personal devices to create seamless, intelligent experiences that adapt to your needs. With our AI PCs, smartphones, and tablets, your personal AI works on device, reducing reliance on the cloud for faster, more private, and highly personalized interactions. And privacy is really at the core. Sensitive data stays on your device, ensuring you remain in control. And our AI PCs are powered by 5 key capabilities, including personal intelligent agents, excuse me, localized LLMs, heterogeneous computing, open AI ecosystems, and built-in security, delivering a tailored, secure, and efficient experience. But my friends, we're not stopping at the PC. Take Motorola's Moto AI, for example. Moto AI extends these capabilities to mobile, offering features like document summarization, intelligent route planning, and privacy-first image recognition. And unlike competitors focused on standalone AI tools, Lenovo integrates personal AI across devices, ensuring a consistent, secure, and intelligent experience wherever you work and connect. And in parallel, enterprise AI is built for business, optimized to run seamlessly on our AI-ready infrastructure, from ThinkSystem to ThinkEdge servers to hybrid cloud and edge computing. And we really empower organizations to deploy AI securely, scale efficiently, and drive real business impact. Our AI solutions integrate directly into existing IT environments, providing turnkey deployment with tools like our AI Innovators program, which simplifies adoption from day zero. Security and customization remain top priorities, with enterprise-grade LLMs tailored for specific industries, ensuring proprietary data stays protected. And that impact is real. In verticals like manufacturing, AI predicts equipment failures to optimize workflows. In retail environments, it enhances customer experiences through smart self-service and inventory forecasting. And in critical public services like healthcare, it accelerates diagnosis and personalized treatment plans. Across industries, Lenovo AI is driving smarter outcomes, transforming data into decisions, innovation into action, and AI into real business value. Lenovo is the only provider delivering AI solutions that span from personal devices to enterprise-scale infrastructure. And our leadership in this space is amplified by our deep partnerships with the world's most influential tech companies driving AI from on-device intelligence to hyperscale workloads. Partnerships with NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm power Lenovo's full-stack infrastructure, from on-device AI capabilities to hyperscale AI workloads. And with Microsoft, Lenovo integrates Copilot across devices, combining Lenovo's own proprietary AI configurations like Lenovo AI Now with the strength of Microsoft's ecosystem. Partnerships with Meta and Qualcomm extend AI into immersive and mobile experiences, redefining digital engagement. And these collaborations position Lenovo as a unique enabler of transformative solutions that redefine industries. They redefine it with best-in-class hardware and software innovation, with faster time to market for AI, hybrid, cloud, and edge solutions, and end-to-end solutions powered by the biggest names in tech. Lenovo ensures customers access scalable, secure, and cutting-edge AI solutions that evolve with their needs. We know the future of tech belongs to those who invent and innovate, not just integrate. And the time for AI is now. The time for India to lead in AI is now. And that's the power of a smarter India driven by AI for all. So to bring this discussion down to practical application, I'd like to invite someone who embodies the spirit of ingenious implementation every day, helping companies transform AI vision into reality. Please join me in welcoming a true master of business AI implementation and new friend, Navindu Agarwal. Navindu, come on up.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
Good, Navindu. We're thrilled to have you up here with us today. So to start, what inspired you to transition from solving mobility challenges to now building foundational AI models with Krutrim AI?
Okay. First of all, Matt, I want to thank Lenovo for inviting us, and really exciting times, and very excited to be here in Mumbai.
Thank
on
you.
This, right? So, thank you. So, Krutrim is our new baby as Ola, and as you all know, that we have been in the business of mobility and electric, which were the key growth pillars of India. And Ola have always been very proud in accelerating those futures and accelerating the economy of India. Now, in 2023, when we saw that how the AI is developing, we saw this is a transformation technology, and India has not worked that much in compute, and AI will be a big pillar on which our Viksit Bharat dream of government will require somebody to work on it. And then seeing the Ola ecosystem, we thought there's a big advantage we have, and we can be the forerunner on this. So we took this as a challenge, and we started working on these foundational technologies. And that's where basically our journey from mobility to electric and electric to now compute, and compute to foundation model training started. And we are very proud that we have done a lot of work, and I would like to speak to you regarding that.
Well, I know we just talked about it and I found it fascinating, but to share with the crowd, we'd love to hear more about the AI models that are being developed at Krutrim, and could you share some of those use cases and some of the real examples of their impact?
Sure. So I think, again, you will be very happy to know that Ola has built a very strong team, and we have more than 700 people at Ola who has been working on full stack approach. So what we believe is to have that vision of, as you said, AI for all. So we wanted to do Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Prayas, right? So, and that's where we started working on. And to do this, we thought we need to become more inclusive, we need to bring the cost down. So we started building a lot of technology, foundation technology, and full stack approach. And we have developed, we are among the only company even now who has built foundation models from scratch in India. So we started making our hand dirty with somewhere in late 2023, we started with our first model, Krutrim 1, which was 7 billion parameter model. Then we trained second model, which is Krutrim 2, which is 12 billion parameter model. And we have open sourced both of them, right? So these are the foundation model layer in which we have been working. And now we are very proud to say that we are working on a bigger model, Krutrim 3, which will be 700 billion parameter model, which will be an answer from India to show that we can build the best. And we are very proud to partner with Lenovo in this endeavor. We are building the infrastructure. We will again speak more about it. So this is a foundation model layer where we are working, and this will help us to power a lot of applications, and Ola has been doing that. And second is also a vision stack. We are building a vision models. We are building language models, indigenous LLMs. And third is also we have a lot in manufacturing. When I actually was seeing your slides, you were talking about personalized AI, enterprise AI, manufacturing AI. So all that, as an Ola ecosystem, we have it. And that's where we are refining it, and then we will bring for India so that whole India can adopt the AI, and we can do the transformation work. And that's what we have been doing. Yeah.
You're blowing me away. That's
Yes.
very, very impressive. So look, how do you see driving AI innovation in India, and how can partners like Lenovo support your massive transformation?
So AI adoption in India is still at a very nascent stage. We have seen the Western world has taken over. The software adoption in India is also very low. Like in US, 1% of the GDP goes to a software industry. But in India, there's hardly 0.1%. And that is inhibiting us to do this vision of Viksit Bharat, what we say, a 21 trillion economy or what we want. And I feel now AI is that transformational technology which can create that disruption. So along with partners like Lenovo, because this is a dream which not one company can do. So Ola is doing its own bit. We are stretching ourselves. We are making the infrastructure together. So we can work with Lenovo on that. But I again see more pillars. When I was seeing your presentation, we are talking about skilling the India. We are talking about building fast track, as you said, AI fast track. So we will work together to bring this, whatever technology I'm making, what is the stack we are building, infrastructure we are building. First of all, we will make state of art. We will make it green. We will make it liquid cooling based. Whatever technology what Lenovo is, we will adopt it. We will make this very inclusive. We'll bring it to the India so that everybody can adopt it, right? So, yeah, that's my vision. So basically, we build the fundamental technology which is the best in the country, most cost-effective, affordable, come at the India cost point, and then we bring it to the masses, and we make this revolution of adoption of India.
So let's talk about cloud for a second. Could you elaborate on some of the key advancements in cloud that you're focusing on?
So let me take a little bit of that. So at Ola Krutrim, we are not only just working on foundation model, we are doing a full stack approach. So we have a plan of building so basically India doesn't have its own hyperscaler. Everything is Western. We don't have our own sovereign cloud. And that's where Ola is working. This will be our vehicle of bringing the AI to India. So we are building the largest infrastructure. And again, very proud to say, along with Lenovo, we are building the largest supercomputer of India. That will be powered in this cloud. Then we are building the foundation models, and we are building our own chip. So again, I will not focus too much on there, but all this will power the cloud, true AI-first cloud of India. And in this, the first user will itself Ola Krutrim, in which we are building applications, and we are building those application layer, which will be again powered on this cloud. So we will bring our agentic platforms, we are building a contact center AI, we are building our own manufacturing AI, and we are also building agentic platform in a way that it can be used by the startups and the ecosystem, so they can build applications for the country at a right cost point. And cloud will be that vehicle. And on this, along with Lenovo and other companies here, we will partner to make it Sabka Vikas together, right? So everyone will together work and make this happen for India, right? That's our vision.
Navindu, look, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. We're super excited to work with you and can't wait to see what's next with Ola. So
yeah,
congratulations, and thanks for coming
really,
out. Really
good
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thanks for the partnership. Thank you, Navindu. All right, shifting gears a bit here. From cricket fields to football pitches, sports have always been as much about strategy as skill. And today, AI is becoming the new coach in the dugout, transforming how athletes train and compete. The strategic brilliance we've seen from our icons like Sunil Chetri and Bajrang Bhutia is now amplified by AI's cutting-edge technology in Formula One and FIFA. And as the world's premier motorsport, Formula One brings their races to millions of fans around the world in real time through live stream videos. And as the cameras follow the cars, the videos explore how to vastly increase their number of live stream videos within their broadcast for an even better fan experience. So they turned to Lenovo, and here's what happened next.
For Formula One, bringing the race to their fans means capturing the action from all angles. It also means adjusting the images in real time for consistency so that fans can easily follow along. Formula One is always innovating. Recently, they have been exploring how to increase the number of live stream videos within their broadcast. But this could vastly increase the number of image corrections that would be needed. With 24 races happening in 9 months around the world, F1 always needs to work fast, so they turned to Lenovo. Lenovo's solution? AI-enhanced hardware that automatically detects low-quality frames and performs dynamic corrections. This hardware gives Formula One a proven concept to upscale their broadcast output significantly in the future, so fans can get many more videos per race with the same high quality they have come to expect. By partnering with Lenovo, Formula One was able to go from concept to reality in just 90 days. And that's a win for everyone.
Lenovo. By the way, I realized I said changing gears before we talked about Formula One. I don't know if you caught the pun there, but I just did. So anyway, the room's a little bit flat here. Just wanted to see if we can liven it up a little bit. Look, cricket may be India's religion, but football's passion is growing every day. And we have another partner. Our partnership now with FIFA is bringing cutting-edge AI to this globally beloved sport. And so to show you how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing football from Mumbai's grassroots to the World Cup stage, I'm excited to welcome someone who's instrumental in connecting technology with the beautiful game in ways we never imagined. So please welcome Honey Talje, Public Relations Manager at FIFA, to the stage. Honey, come on up. Honey, thanks for joining us. First and foremost, how does FIFA leverage the power of football to change lives and transcend cultural, social, and economic barriers? We're going to get right into it.
First of all, it's my pleasure to be here today with you. So FIFA's mission actually is to make football truly global and ensure that football is a game for all. And regardless of all the differences. And it's a universal language that, of course, unites people across culture, across social backgrounds, economic circumstances. As FIFA, we leverage at FIFA the power of football to drive positive change. Through initiatives like Football Unites the World, the slogan that FIFA has, you will see it everywhere in stadiums all around the world, FIFA ensures that football reach communities in need, providing infrastructure, power children, youth, and marginalized groups. Therefore, our FIFA Forward program supports 211 member associations, the revenues that we generate from the Men's World Cup, ensuring equal access to the game, regardless of gender, background, or location. FIFA also uses football as a platform to promote education, gender equality, and social inclusion. Initiatives like FIFA Women's Football Development Programs and Football for Schools that reaches hundreds and thousands of children all around the world to ensure that we give them confidence, we teach them leadership, and give them the opportunities for a better future. Not only that, through football, of course, FIFA has the power to heal and bring hope to societies. It managed to bring hope to me, myself, growing up in a context, playing in the narrow streets of Bethlehem in Palestine. I managed through football to transform my life completely to become where I am today. And that is also part of FIFA programs to ensure that we function in conflict areas, in disadvantaged areas, to ensure that football brings hope and brings opportunities. That's why we align with different NGOs around the world, like programs for refugees, for homeless, to ensure that the message comes across and football brings opportunities to all.
Oh, that's great. Now, with the recent announcement of the Lenovo and FIFA sponsorship, partnership, I guess I should call it, is how do you foresee the game change or improve for the better?
It's actually a great relationship that we have now. FIFA's ambition is not only to unite people through football, but also to connect billions across the globe using the latest technology including innovation in artificial intelligence. This partnership makes a significant step forward by revolutionizing the game and the sport itself to integrate with Lenovo's advanced technological solutions, including artificial intelligence, computing devices, and data center infrastructure into FIFA's operations. And the objective here is to enhance various aspects of the tournaments, such as fan engagements, fan experiences in the stadiums, global broadcast quality, and data analysis capabilities. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has emphasized that, and he said that this partnership is a game-changing collaboration that will bring football closer to fans everywhere around the world. And he highlighted FIFA's commitment to exploring and adopting technology and AI to positively impact football and unite people globally. So this collaboration goes beyond football. It's about shaping the future of the sport by integrating technology that makes it more accessible, more innovative, and definitely more inclusive. With Lenovo's experience and FIFA together as a global reach, we are setting the stage for a new era where football and technology come together and inspire and connect the world like never before, and bring football closer to communities, no matter where they are in the world. With Lenovo support, FIFA can push the boundaries in multiple ways.
Well, honey, thank you so very much. We are so excited about our new partnership, and I will see you all over the place
Thank you
in the
very
next
much,
couple of
Matt.
years. Honey, thank you so much. So our work with FIFA is unlocking incredible possibilities for both players and fans. And with FIFA as our partner, we're investing in cutting-edge technology to push the game forward. So to showcase the magic happening behind the scenes in this partnership, I'd like to invite our own technical maestro, someone instrumental in bringing this vision to life. Please welcome Sham Samdar from Lenovo's Services and Solutions team to demonstrate just how this stuff works. Come on up, Sham. All right, so football has been played now for over a century without advanced technology. So why do we need that now?
It's a great question, Matt. So let's look at from the key stakeholders of football, right? The first is the players, the coaches, and the teams. They basically want to make sure that the performance of the game is at the best. They would like to look at competition analysis. If you look at it from a second stakeholder, the organization, the organizing committee, and the federations, they would like to make sure that the game is conducted in a very fair and an accurate manner. And then the most important is more on the fans and the audience. They would like to make sure that they get a lot of infotainment about their favorite stars and the teams. So this is basically where the whole technology is going to help. So if you look at FIFA's first major AI tech initiative, is to make sure that we democratize the match analytics, right? Today, there are only few countries that have access to the expensive match analysts. Now, FIFA would like to make sure that everybody has this data insights at their fingertips so that it can improve the quality of the game. So if you look at an example of US playing Spain, you would like to know how to play Spain's, in a game that they're going to play tomorrow. Let's assume that. So the tool that we are working with FIFA is going to enable the US players to understand what's the position that Spain plays very well, who are the players like Pedri and Gavi, how do they play the game, and how do we make sure that we put somebody like an Adam Tyler to make sure that they are tracking the key players of the US team. So there's a lot of data that is being provided to the coaches so they can specifically look at tackling how the opposition is playing. So this is our tech world. So how do I make sure that we also talk about how do we make it happen? So if you look at, we all understand how data fuels AI, and the quality of data is very essential for us. So what FIFA has actually created is called the football language, where complex maneuvers are being explained simply with that language. The most important thing is the events data, which is real live feed of the videos, the live commentary of the matches, and as well as making sure that the tracking of each of the player, so there are cameras that is actually looking at the position and tracking of the player. So with this information that passes through the Lenovo AI Enterprise AI framework, we are able to convert and translate this data to be able to make sure that the coaches, the players, the fans have enough information to enjoy this game even better.
That's very cool. Can you elaborate on the importance of real-time data processing in generating the 3D models quickly and how it impacts that decision-making process during the matches?
Thank you, Matt. So if you look at the way the VAR that we all have seen, right? The moment this comes up, everybody gets excited, and there is a lot of discussion about this. So what happens here is, when a VAR is invoked, the first thing that the referee looks at is, when an offside is called, they would like to make sure the images provide the right information to make the decision. But you can see that the image that you see there is not the realistic image of the player. So one of the things that we are working on solving is to make sure that this image becomes realistic. And also, most importantly, is how do we make sure that we create a 3D asset of the player, meaning how do you convert the player's image into a 3D asset with the volumetric, how do I make sure that the 3D image has the volume of what I am looking, and when I do this, how does it change, right? That's what the volumetric analysis is. And the last portion is going to be about how do we superimpose this on the skeletal and posture data. Now, with all this thing, the referee now gets not only a realistic avatar, but also gets a 360-degree view, almost like a God's view. So the referee can then make a very good decision on what he needs to call out for. So that's basically how our technology is helping. Matt.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you, Shyam, for that brilliant demonstration. And I think that is time for me to have Amar come up on the stage. So, Shyam, thank you so very much. Amar, where are you? I don't know if you're coming in behind me or somewhere. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, at some point we've all experienced it, the humble vada pav, sorry. I swear to God I did have this yesterday. Mumbai's most iconic street food. Authentic, simple, and the undisputed favorite, just like our next speaker, our very own Amchi, Mumbai-based Amar Babu, president of Lenovo Asia Pacific. Amar, are you here? There he is. All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Matt.
I think, right?
Before you go,
Yeah.
I gave you vada pav last night.
Yeah, it was good.
You're looking a lot more energetic after that. That's the power of the dish.
That is the
You
power
have
of
to
the
come
dish.
to Mumbai and have vada pav.
That's
Thank
got
you
power
very
written
much.
all over it. Thanks, buddy.
Pleasure.
All right, good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kasakai Mumbai. Wonderful. I think the lunch was really heavy. Thank you very much, first of all, for joining us today at TechWorld India. As Shailendra pointed out, this is the 4th edition of TechWorld that we are doing in India. And by the way, the first one in Mumbai. And as Shailendra says, it's the best one that we have done so far. By the way, Shailendra comes from Delhi, lives in Bangalore, but he knows that the one in Mumbai is always the best. Right? Well done, Shailendra. That's where I am. Wonderful. So we've been talking about smarter AI for all. And I think it's very humbling to note that when the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, talked about the vision for AI in India, he also talked about AI for all. And this is actually how we believe that our role is to enable, empower you, our customers, partners, and communities across the world with our innovation to bring the power of AI to augment lives. I think you've been hearing this through the day so far, through the afternoon so far. AI is not hype. In fact, we had a press conference where we had a lot of colleagues from the press asking us, is it just hype or is it real? Let me be very, very unequivocal about this. AI is real. It is not hype. It is not another fleeting trend. It is already improving the quality of life for individuals, for enterprises, improving productivity. And I think it is overall helping us build a more productive, efficient, and a sustainable planet. And you heard Matt talk about it. How do we make our world more intuitive, more efficient, and more sustainable. To do that, we at Lenovo are working hard to build AI that is personalized, improves productivity, and at the same time takes care of security. So these are the 3 Ps, or you could say the pillars for user-centric AI that we are building on. How do we have the power to predict your needs? Each of you. Matt talked about a personal twin, AI twin. He talked about an enterprise AI twin on the enterprise side. How do we build the power so that it can learn, understand your own data set, your private, personal, confidential data set, but then that's only for you, to create a twin that only you can access and only you can work with, not visible to the rest of the world. The processing, hence, has to happen locally. It has to be safe, it has to be more efficient, but make sure that each of us are in control of what we do. If we put all of this together, how can we become more productive? How can we evolve our day-to-day life, our workday, with AI content, creation, predictability, and intelligent decision-making that enhances or makes you a lot more productive and automates your mundane tasks? So, personalized data, that is your own data, learns more and more about you, becomes your twin, learns how to make you more efficient, more productive, while making sure that it is safe and it is in your control and it's a lot more efficient. There are lots of experiences and use cases that have evolved, and you can see some of that I've listed. And by the way, this is by no means an exhaustive list. This is just to give you a glimpse of what is already happening across different aspects of individuals and enterprises. Data security and data privacy obviously is one of the key use cases of AI. And as you know, when we talk about data security and privacy, and we're going to have a fantastic speaker following me, who's our head of our security, chief security officer, and a lot better, bigger expert to talk about it. And he will talk to you how it is always being one step ahead of somebody who's trying to breach into your data. And AI helps us in learning and being adaptive and build that data security and privacy. The research and knowledge assistant, helping people. And we're going to have a couple of use cases that's going to come up as I speak that will demonstrate how today it's being used in our country to help people research and be a knowledge assistant to a day-to-day worker. Code generation for developers. And this is very, very personal to us in India because of our software industry that we have here, how this is tremendously improving the productivity. And we have heard about this being implemented across most of the organizations in India. I'll talk again, give you an example of content creation. And how do we also use AI to drive collaboration enhancements, improve video conferencing, meeting summaries, actions, as well as building a knowledge base that people across the organization can use. So these are real-life use cases with very specific examples, and I can go on. I think the key here that I want to point out is, and I started off by saying this is not exhaustive. The reason I say that is AI, we are creating the infrastructure. We are building the roads, right? This is like a utility. How one uses it, how one innovates is actually what we are seeing right now. And that is the power that we believe we have with the kind of skill set and talent we have in India, the ability to innovate on the infrastructure and build use cases that are very local, very adaptable, and very real to an India situation. And I believe that as we do that, we can actually build solutions that is not just for India, but India for India, but also India that could take out technology and solutions and innovate for the world. So that means that PC is no longer considered just plain personal computing. We are talking about PC being transformed, the traditional PC being transformed into an AI-enabled, personalized computing companion. It is your twin that understands you and makes you a lot more productive, a lot more efficient. And that's our vision, and that's how we're innovating and driving a lot of our new products. So Matt touched about this. As a first step, I'm very delighted to say that we are launching your own personal AI agent that we call AI Now. Now, AI Now is something, yeah, please. AI Now is actually a personal agent that is going to be there in all our AI machines. We announced this at the Consumer Electronics Show, and we will start having these products in India in a couple of matter of weeks, when every AI device that comes from Lenovo will be with AI Now. Now, what is AI Now? AI Now is Lenovo's local, on-device assistant. It is your knowledge assistant with the local large language model. When I say local, it basically learns from the data that each of us give it access to. So you are the master of how much it learns and how well it learns. But it can become your knowledge assistant. It can also help you manage the device, a PC assistant, device support and management. And it is built on your, like I said, your private, your personal knowledge. It is also what you would like to also populate. So you can give it inputs. You can teach it like you would teach a child, so that it becomes more and more, it understands you better and better. And of course, making sure that the privacy and the data, none of this data goes to the cloud. It actually is on your device, and as I tell people, you can work on it on a Wi-Fi mode, no connection needed to the internet. It is completely a transparent model that is being certified by an external organization that allows you to make sure that your data is secure. Let me give you an example, right? So let's assume you are someone that likes to have coffee on the way to your office, and you just go grab coffee at a coffee shop and you leave. Now imagine if you give the access to the enterprise, to your personal twin, to be able to make that order on your behalf at that particular time, if you're very disciplined on the time, that it can order the coffee for you, so that when you reach, you're able to collect the coffee and you don't need to go through it. I mean, this is a very simple use case. There are a lot more. I mean, I was talking to my son who's doing law, and he was telling me how he's actually able to put in all of his content and makes use of AI to be able to give him the summary of it in a much more succinct way to help him study. I think this is all about how we can innovate and we can be creative, and AI Now is something that's a true differentiator, the only PC that comes with an agent, and that you will all be able to experience very shortly.
This is your aura. A beautiful reflection of all that you are. Everything you're capable of, without limits. Seamlessly connecting, finding help intuitively, and blocking distractions brilliantly. Introducing the beautiful feeling of nothing holding you back. The Lenovo Aura Edition AI PC, imagined with Intel. Your aura is limitless.
Lenovo. So we have launched a very, very exciting AI PC that makes AI even more personal, even more helpful, with an amazing suite of real-life use cases. And we have done this in partnership with Intel. And to help me talk through and discuss this a little bit more, it's my absolute honor and delight to invite my old friend, Vice President and Managing Director of Lenovo India, Santosh. By the way, I think I know Santosh now for about
2 decades or more.
2 decades or more. And I was telling him, here is a real life case of Benjamin Button. He just gets younger and younger every time I see him. I don't know what keeps you going, but very well done.
I think it's the vada pav, okay? Maybe it's that.
That's perfect. So, so obviously, Intel is at the forefront of driving a lot of the underlying innovation that is driving this whole AI revolution or transformation. So, and we've worked together to create this Aura edition. So, how do you see the whole device ecosystem evolving with the latest AI, processor technologies, NPUs, CPUs? Can you just throw some light, Santosh?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that we're at such exciting times because of just the extent at which innovation is happening. And the most important part for us is how do we take that innovation and how do we make it work for us, right? And I like the way that you mentioned about the list of use cases and the different ways that we're trying to use. So in the way we go apply this, I don't think there's a single way that we apply all these innovations that can scale for everyone, right? So that's why I think having a compute platform that is spread over, right? It starts with your PC, it starts to the cell phone towers, then it comes to your data centers, then it goes into the cloud. I think there's multiple ways that we can really harness the power of data and harness the use cases to make this real for us, right? And that's why I think the innovation is exciting. And I think with Aura, you've really brought those to life in a way that it's in your hands, that you can start to use data. And I like the way that you said that, hey, it's the 3 Ps that makes it, right? It's personal, it's protected, and then it really works for you, right, in many ways. So I think it's a start of an innovation, Amar, but it's not the end of it, right?
No, absolutely. So I think the partnership between Lenovo and Intel, we worked together to actually study user behavior, user requirements, and we said, okay, what can the two organizations do? We have the great technology and insights from Intel, and how do we make sure that devices start working? So for example, Smart Connect, like how you can easily transfer photographs from your phone to the PC and vice versa, etc. So any thoughts about how the partnership has kind of worked well between us?
Yeah, I think the key is that we've had 2 decades in India, but I think it's been much more longer everywhere else in the world, right? And the most important part for us is how do we understand you, right? Understanding your needs is the foundation of what products that we go build to life, right? And there's so many areas, and that's why I think the key for us is that what we try and make things work for you is going to be different in different parts of the world. And I think in India, we have the opportunity where we can even come closer together in trying to go understand you better and start to build products that really work for this community. No, I think it's the start of the journey for us.
So you're talking about India, Santosh, yeah. and I think you have talked about, I've heard you talk about frugal AI. How, for a country like ours, maybe some of the scale of investments and everything may not be appropriate, right? So we need to create an AI model that is suited, designed, innovated for India. Yeah. So talk us through about your thoughts on frugal AI and what do you think about it?
Yeah, and I think we speak quite a lot about what this frugai or frugal AI is, because if you look at how digitization has happened in India, it's happened because we think scale, right? And I mean, I can give you a beautiful example. You go to Singapore, and I know Sumir is here, and he's going to talk about that. But you know, the whole ERP system was built for Singapore to go excel on it, right? But then we took that technology, made it frugal and scaled it and made FASTag that now goes and applies everywhere. Is it a little slower than what Singapore does and you can zip through it? But you know what? It works for us, right? And it works at scale in a cost model that is useful for us. So I think we're at that position in India where we got to reimagine how technology is used. We don't have the resources to go build. I mean, we produce 20% of the world's data, but we have 2% of the world's servers, right? So really catching up and going and building server infrastructure that can go harness this power of data won't happen if we go follow the exact model the West does, right? So we have to rethink the way we harness the data. And also our natural resources don't support, right? We are 18% of the world's population with 4% of the world's water. So even if you go build infrastructure, we don't have enough water to go cool those infrastructures. So we have to think about a frugal way in which we make technology work for us. So everything from your cell phone towers to your compute platform to low-cost models, scalable models of deploying AI, I think will be really useful for us. And we can reinvent that for the world rather than scaling inventions from elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know it is not a very popular term, but I think of this jugaad innovation,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I think, but having said that, for me, as you talk about this, the whole stack, digital stack that we have created, I think is a great example. Quick commerce, I think we are just absolutely spoiled in this country that you can buy anything, including a laptop, I think even motorbikes today in 10 minutes, right? So there is a lot of use cases that I think. What are the other such use cases that you are seeing evolving where we can kind of throw light to make AI real? What are kind of some of the breakthroughs you are seeing, because you would be touching a lot of enterprises and companies and government across the country?
I think the first step is that if you start to view AI as a use case based adoption, I think we're going to fail. Okay, and I'm probably saying against all the use cases that you've seen, because the challenge is that this is not something that, hey, I'm going to try and see what works for someone, I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to make it work for me, right? The reason I say this, you don't start with the use case, you start with the business case as the foundation of where you want to apply it. Let me give you a simple example. I just met a bank before coming here, and if you go look at banks, for example, they have all the data that you can get from a user. Where you spend, what you eat, where you're going, every amount of data is there. But if you go into any of the banking application today, there is no singular data analysis that tells you where your spends are, how much are you spending in a certain area, is there ways to optimize, and then match your investment products. I know I said the word investment products and stock markets when it's not really great now, but it's in Mumbai. But again, I think there's an opportunity when you go look at what data do I have, how do I connect it back to the products that I'm trying to sell or products that I'm trying to improve, and matchmake. A use case forms automatically, right? I don't think someone else can come and tell you that, right? The same way how training is done, right? If you go look at the personalized in your P, you can make training so personal for an individual in your organization that you don't need to organize training classes anymore, right? That's a whole new way of rethinking training that's not been done before. So I think the key journey for every organization is to start from what's the business problem, what's the data that you have, and then the use cases will automatically emerge. And that's where I think we can get together and help on that journey.
And I think we are seeing the innovation happen, right?
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of innovation possible, and I know that the government is also driving a lot behind it. Anything we want to share on overall AI with the entire audience here, Santosh?
I think the beauty is that we are in a very interesting time in India. I don't think that there is a market anywhere in the world that you have digitization at this scale. Okay, everyone struggles with data and data sets. I think we have a ton of data that we can really use. But the key is that we cannot apply the formula that works for someone else. We have done that over and over again with all the scale innovation that we have had. I think AI is the same way, where view it like the internet. It has to apply across all your businesses. It has to apply across all your processes. And there's always room for us to go and innovate and do things differently. And I'm excited to be on the journey, Amar. It's a start.
Thank you, Santosh. Wonderful partnership.
Thank you.
You for being
Pleasure.
here. Give him a big
Thanks so
hand,
much.
ladies and gentlemen.
Take care.
Santosh.
Thank you.
So we have an entire family of products cutting across consumer, enterprise. This here, by the way, is the ThinkPad. It's really a lovely product. Please do have a look when you can get to the showcase area on the other side. It's a really, truly exciting set of new AI products that we have launched. Now, let me talk about another use case that we have internally. We call this Studio AI. And this is a very simple thing. How do we get content, creative content, advertising content from across Lenovo in a very simple way to our people at the front end? And as I said, we do business across 180 countries. We do business in multiple products. We have in multiple languages. We have a lot of personalized, not personalized. We have a lot of content that is actually, it is proprietary. That's the word I was looking for. It is proprietary to Lenovo. And we can't obviously put this on the cloud, but we need the ability for our people to be able to access it. So we have created this application that allows people at the front end to actually take things together and create content in a very easy way, very customized. Maybe it's for a channel partner, maybe it's for an enterprise customer, maybe it's for a consumer, but a very real-life application of taking all of this content and building that content from a marketing standpoint to the end customer. And this has helped us reduce 70% of our development creative costs and 90% on faster delivery. Fantastic use case, and again, you can see some demonstrations as you go out. But this is about what we have done. I actually got talking to someone who have actually done this in a far bigger scale and even more exciting in India. So to talk you through the next section, I would like to invite on stage CIO of Bennett Coleman, the largest media house in India, Rajiv Batra, to have a chat with me. Rajiv, please. Wonderful, Rajiv.
Thank you.
So Rajiv, I've kind of set the stage for you about how you have used AI in a most innovative, creative way. I must tell you, as I got introduced to it, I was just completely blown away. Take it on. Tell us what kind of triggered this whole thing and what it is about.
Thank you, Amar. I've been asked by the natural intelligence to stand behind this
No,
cross.
you don't need to be so strict. Okay.
Okay. Because the AI doesn't seem to have this AV system working on those. So, yes, I'm from Bennett Coleman, popularly more flagship company of Times Group, or the Times of India and Economic Times. So we had a specific sort of, not I will say business need, it was more to do with when the Gen AI became was catching like fire. And one of our shareholders said, why don't you guys do something on it? So that's where we brainstormed.
If I may just interrupt you, Rajiv, there. We did a study last year, and this is exactly what we heard from the CIOs. That the CEOs and the business guys are coming and saying, do something with AI.
Yeah.
And the CIOs are saying, do what? Right? So that's where I think the whole translation to real is a great, and your story is a great example. Sorry to interrupt you. Carry on.
No, in our case, see, we were in a slightly of, I'll say, a lucky spot. Because being in media and generative AI is very much tuned to do a content creation. It can do content curation and even the research. A lot of data research that we do to produce large format articles. Gen AI is absolutely fit on sort of a technology for that. So what we did was, like we had, there was a business case, I would say. So I think Santosh was mentioning our use case and business case. So there was a business case where we said, what is the tangible business benefit if we start using Gen AI for these particular three purposes, key purposes that we have for a newsroom or for our reporters. So what we saw is reporters, when they report from the field, they are the best to get the news from the field. But they may not be the best people to articulate it to a story or an article from the field because they are distracted so much. So we had to give them something. Then when it comes to the newsroom, the editor may need a 700 or 800 word story or an article, but what they get from the field may be a 3,000 word or just 100 words. And then they have to keep on talking. So a lot of time gets wasted at the desk where they have to curate that particular article. Third is a concept of common kitchen. So everybody is fighting the cost monster right now. Profits are not so great, so everybody has to cut down the cost. We were able to bring about, or sort of given a problem, can the vernacular reporters also report for English and vice versa? So that if you have a universe of, say, 5,000 reporters and stingers, can they not be individualistic, but can they contribute? It makes the publications much more richer for us. So these were the three ones, and that's where, when we were brainstorming, and we were having over the cup of coffee, and that's where the idea of the beans came in. So we developed this beans platform.
Smelling the coffee.
Smell the coffee. So it's on the MERN stack. MERN, the common IT guys will be aware of. It's MongoDB, Express, and React and Node.js. So it's on that stack. We are using LLMs calls, which are primarily OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, Midjourney. So even I don't know if you have seen the Times of India. Every day you will see AI meets the past or future. So there you see a sort of an image in the newspaper every day, which is generated by AI. So this on this particular technology that's being generated on. So that's
so
the
Rajiv,
primary.
tell me, I mean, obviously you are taking a set of employees, reporters, who have a very traditional and a set way of working.
Yeah.
And now you're asking them to use AI and say the AI will generate the content for you, of course, based on your news and your reporting. There's a cultural aspect, right? It's not mine. It looks like it's as if it's the AI that's doing my work. And there might be that apprehension saying, oh, tomorrow will, I mean, like, can they just replace me with this AI itself? So how do you handle that cultural transformation and change with them?
No, I think there were initial sort of resistance to change. So we had to select a set of editors or editorial staff who are more technically tuned. And we started working with them. So with the platform, the interface that we created is so intuitive and easy to use that once they use, and you don't have to even train anybody. You just have to say, this is the interface. It will help you write the stories. It can help you do the research based on your archivals that we have of 185 years with us. It can help you
You have digitized 185 years of
archives.
Archives.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an amazing data collection. So it's like translating that power of data into AI.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then whether you can transcribe. So if you take interviews, you can do that. You can do on that, and it will convert into a format that's more easier for story writing. It can also, like, the reporters or the editors face challenge. Tonight, some large document is released by government with a lot of complexities in it, which has to be reported tomorrow. So can it analyze the document and produce like 10 salient points, whether legal or medical or something like that? So it does.
After budget.
Yes, especially after the budgets. It can also do the CSV file analysis to see, or the sort of a balance sheet, and give a report out of that, how the company balance sheet looks like. And obviously, for the common kitchen concept, I can convert Hindi to Marathi to Bengali.
Including all the languages.
All the languages in it. And it is a...
And vice versa.
And vice versa. It's contextual language. It's not that it's a plain translation from English to Hindi or English to Kannada or the reverse.
Not, I mean, what we would call transliteration.
Yeah.
It is like translation.
It's a contextual translation of the article that happens in it. So
that's fantastic. So, I mean, I think this is one of the best cases that I've seen across languages. Of course, digitizing and using 185 years of data is something, some bit of vision.
Yeah, and the apprehension which the editors had that they may lose, they may have to let people go or something like that, that was taken care of, because once they started using, they saw the advantage. The number of stories have increased. So earlier, if they were producing 700 stories, now it is 1,000 stories.
And the quality, I assume.
And the quality has improved. There are no spelling mistakes. There are no grammatical mistakes, because that's the sword keeps hanging on editors.
By the way, we ask everybody to read Times of India to improve their English. So you can't have grammatical or spelling mistakes.
But it is not AI. It is trained on our editor's way of writing. So it's not that it's.
So their individual style will be reflected.
Yes.
So tell me something. I'm sure the audience would like to know. You must have spent a lot of money doing this.
The good part is we didn't spend too much, because, as I said, there's a pressure on cost. I wasn't given a budget to do that. So the best part what we did was use the LLM APIs for LLM calls. So you can do at a very, very small, few $100s, you can make millions of calls to the LLMs. And if you can combine them with your prompt engineering engine, it will give you a output which you want, at a very minuscule cost.
What about security then? If you're using public LLMs?
See, internally, our prompt engineering, which is on MERN stack, it is in-house, beyond the firewalls. LLMs...
That is inside your firewall.
In the firewalls.
The LLM, the prompt to the LLM is
are the public
there.
ones.
So I think this is a great example of what Matt talked about as hybrid AI, where clearly you're seeing a cloud-based LLM training model being leveraged, but data that is 185 years of content is like seriously valuable data, right? So, but you're protecting that within your firewall. It's a great example, live example of hybrid AI.
And obviously, there are many other things. There are governance models. There are ISO 42001, very less known right now, but you'll start hearing it more. It's for AI application management systems. So that has all the guardrails and security paraphernalia that you need for AI applications.
So, I mean, it's interesting because Santosh talked about it this way, right? That sometimes you don't have to start with a use case, but you have to start looking at innovating and experimenting. Kind of feels like that's how you went into it without necessarily saying, okay, here's a use case, here's a budget. But I'm sure as you start investing and growing this, you talked about the productivity improvement. So I'm sure there is what is next for Bean AI?
What next is, like, Amar, if you're able to give us a very an economical sort of infrastructure to develop an in-house LLM, we would be more happy to do that. Have our own vectors and RAGs to do much more higher quality based on our archivals. That would be the great one to do. Probably you can tell us about that.
Don't worry, we have Sumir Bhatia here, who's a gate salesman. He's going to be at your door tomorrow morning to try and sell you the best inferencing model that we're going to have. But on that note, I think Sumir will talk about how actually we are building, generally I think we are all used to this large, big boxes, large language models, millions of dollars. But that's for these, when we are talking billions of parameters. I think for an organization, when we start talking inferencing, I think we have a wide range of solutions. Yeah. And we're delighted to come and talk to you. But I mean, Rajiv, this is really, truly fantastic. I think, and by the way, this is a classic example of how we are innovating for India. It's an example of frugal AI. It's a very local solution with multiple languages, but a reflection of smarter AI, hybrid AI, everything that we've been talking about. This man and this company has already done it. Fantastic. Give him a big hand. Thank you very much, Rajiv.
Thank you, Amar.
Thank you very much for coming on stage.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So I hope you've realized that when we talk about the AI PC era starting now, it really is already started. It is now. There is a lot more we are bringing to the market as we look at our devices. This is not just PCs. You can also see our phone there, Motorola smartphone. We are integrating a lot of capabilities, AI capabilities on our phone. Of course, the most obvious one that everybody is looking at is camera, but there is a lot more that's coming in and how all of these devices talk about. So with this, it's not just about another technology change. It's not about another faster processor. It's not just saying, okay, what I'm doing it incrementally better. This, I believe, is what, in Intel, Andy Grove's words, he said it's a inflection point. This is a point where things dramatically change. I'll give you an example, which I think the previous CEO of Intel gave on stage, and I want to paraphrase him, Pat Gelsinger. How many of you remember the world when we did not have Wi-Fi? Right? You remember dialing up with a modem and forever waiting and going round and round and round, right? And never being able to get anything. Imagine if we didn't have Wi-Fi today. How would have internet evolved? How many of you go to the branch for banking today? When did you last visit the branch? Let's say 1 year ago. How many of you visited a branch 1 year ago? Bank branch. 2 people. I really would like to know what you did there. Right? I haven't visited a branch, I don't know since when. Why? Because everything is on the phone. You can do virtually anything, of course. And in India, it is even better because you don't need cash. Right? Your vada pav guy, happily. In fact, if you give them cash, they don't want cash because they don't have the change. They would prefer to take it in UPI. Right? So, to me, AI technology capabilities whether you say NPU, GPU, CPU, all those underlying technologies, plus the software, the innovation, is the next inflection point like Wi-Fi. And we are just at the start. It starts now, but it's an era. It's the next decade. And you're going to see amazing kind of use cases evolve. And 10 years from now, I think it's going to be a very different way in the way we engage with our systems, the agents that we have, the way we allow them to automate our tasks, and the productivity that we will have. And it is going to be as profound a leap as we have seen from feature phone to smartphone, from a pre-Wi-Fi world to a post-Wi-Fi world, from a pre-internet world to a post-internet world. We are going to talk about a pre-AI PC era to a new AI PC era. And of course, I need to put in my sales pitch before I get on stage. And I have to say, if you're thinking of buying an AI PC, it has to be a Lenovo AI PC. Because absolutely, it is the best in class. Yeah, of course, it is the best AI PC. But it's not just because I'm selling this on stage. With AI now, we have a truly differentiated offering. The kind of security that we've put in, our ThinkShield security, our focused the ThinkPad reliability that we have put in, a kind of diverse set of options that we have, user experience with an Aura edition. There is a lot that's going on in that makes this truly a product that as you start using, you will find that it adds tremendously to your productivity, and your overall interface with the machine is going to change dramatically. So this is what we have. A new product coming in that we are launching. So along with our partner AMD, we are announcing ThinkPad T14 as AMD Gen 6 Ryzen Pro machines here, the next generation in AI PCs, our next product, and you're going to see a range. Now, we will continue to push boundaries with innovation. We're not, like I said, it's just starting here. And there is a lot that we are doing. In fact, across, as you go, please do look at the showcase. There are some amazing concepts. Some of these are concepts that we will evolve into product. But we are a technology company. And I always say that a technology company is as good or as successful as our technology. And very proud the kind of investments that we are making in R&D, the differentiators that we have built up, and we will continue to innovate to make sure that we are bringing the best technology with the best product at a more at a affordable, economically viable price. I like Rajiv's word, economically viable proposition. And one of the concepts that we are showing is a transparent display laptop. Again, me showing it on stage here, you will not feel what this is. Please walk across the booth later today and do have a look at it. It is amazing. The other one that we are talking about is our first rollable PC, which we announced earlier this year, where you will actually see the screen. You can see the screen actually rolls up. So it allows you and caters to different usage models depending on what you are. Maybe if you're doing a simple email, you do it in a normal 14-inch size. And then if you want a bigger spreadsheet that you want to look at, you can actually move it up. So some amazing, interesting concepts. Again, all these products are on display. Please have a look. But it's not just this. We're going to continue to innovate and work with it. One of the key things, however, we realize that we can't do this by ourselves. For us, as a technology company, we work with a lot of partners. You heard Matt talk about it, the kind of partnerships that we have with NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, Microsoft, Qualcomm, and many other ISVs that we work with who are bringing innovation, who are bringing solutions. This is all about partnership, and we as an organization would like to be the player that integrates, brings all of this together so that we can bring smarter AI for or solutions for you and make smarter AI for all absolutely real and not move beyond the hype. So thank you very much. We would together reimagine the future and make sure that we will enable your success with AI. So with that, I would like to invite on stage our partners, Santosh from Intel, Vinay from AMD, Rio from Microsoft, Sumir Bhatia, Shailendra Katyal, and Doug, if you're on. Yes, there's Doug and Matt Zielinski for a joined together photo opportunity. Please, gentlemen, please come on stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Basically, I wanted to do this because it shows the sign of our partnership. It shows the partnership that we have. And I think this is a very powerful thing, and it's something that differentiates us as we build all of this together. So as we go through the rest of the day, you will hear more speakers come and talk about some of the other technologies we've built, on infrastructure, on security, and other solutions, so that we complete the entire end-to-end stack, full stack of AI infrastructure. So with that, I really want to thank all of you once again for coming to this event. Really appreciate. Many of you are customers, our partners, and of course, some of you are working with us in many other community programs. You know, we are successful in India. We are what we are. 20 years is something that we have grown over this period of time with your support. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the session. And it is now my absolute pleasure to invite on stage Doug Fisher, our Senior Vice President, Chief Security Officer, and Chief AI Officer. Doug, come on stage.
Hello, everyone. It's kind of like a magic trick. I was just there, and then I came out of a box. Pretty cool, huh? It's great to be here. I've been in India many times. I've never been to Mumbai, so it's been fascinating to be here. Exciting. Are you guys excited to be here? All right. So I'm Doug Fisher. I'm Lenovo's Chief Security Officer and Chief AI Officer. I often refer to myself as the Chief Trust Officer. And why? Because my mission is to ensure that Lenovo is our customer's most trusted partner. Technology runs on trust. Every product, every service we create carries an unspoken contract. We innovate responsibly. Now, in the era of AI, this contract has never been more important. Together, we can revolutionize industries, we can improve lives, and solve global challenges. But if you develop it without responsibility, it erodes trust, it amplifies risk, and it damages reputation. At Lenovo, governance isn't a bureaucratic hurdle. It's our foundational effort ensuring AI is safe, it's transparent, and accountable. And it's not just about compliance. It's about protecting people, organizations from unintended consequences, while we balance risk versus technical innovation. This solid foundation of governance and responsible AI is vital for achieving our goal of smarter AI for all. At Lenovo, we're building AI governance into everything we do. We're already organized around this, and we invested in AI governance by committing dedicated resources to ensure AI doesn't cause harm. We do this by embedding governance into our AI lifecycle through our dedicated Responsible AI Committee. Their mission is to review all AI projects, products, and services to mitigate risk. They do this by evaluating all these criteria: privacy and security. They want to make sure they're protecting the data. Accountability and reliability, ensuring AI does what it should. Transparency and explainability, making AI decisions clear. Inclusion, making sure AI is for everyone. And finally, environmental and social impact. We consider AI's broader effects. We've reviewed over 100 projects a month, and it isn't about slowing innovation, it's about accelerating AI adoption, building trust. You've all heard about the speed of trust. A great example of this, how many of you are Formula One fans? Okay, you guys remember last summer, there was a race in Belgium. George Russell won that race, if you recall. He's on the podium, he's accepting his trophy, champagne sprayed in his face. He's very excited, only to find out he was disqualified because they didn't follow their compliance. They weighed the car before and after the race, and this car didn't weigh enough. It was off by a fraction of a kilogram, and they lost the race. In AI, the stakes are high. They're higher than that. Cutting corners doesn't just result in fines. It can destroy trust with your customers and damage your entire business. Companies that succeed in AI will be those who get governance right. But governance can't be done in isolation. AI is moving way too fast. That's why Lenovo is working with governments and organizations like the European Commission, the Canadian government, and UNESCO to shape global AI standards and regulatory landscape. For AI to thrive, users must trust it. And trust comes from being explainable AI systems, shared best practices, agreed standards, ethical commitments across industries. That's why at Lenovo, we want to take a proactive step to advance responsible AI practices across our operations, our portfolio of products, and services. Now, beyond enterprise, AI has the power to change lives and enable businesses to thrive. We've seen AI accelerate disease diagnosis, improve accessibility, and support underrepresented communities. But this is more than just technology. It's about real people. So let me introduce you to Ayamar. He's a father recently diagnosed with ALS, and how, through technology we've developed in conjunction and collaboration with the Scott Morgan Foundation, he'll still be able to read stories, sing lullabies to his kids, even after this disease takes his voice.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you
Today,
are.
I can speak to my kids. I can sing them a lullaby. I can read them a story. And I can tell them I love them. But soon, ALS will take my voice.
The ability for us to sing lullabies and tell stories allows us to create an emotional connection with our loved ones.
ALS is a neurodegenerative disease that causes people to lose their motor function and ability to speak. Artificial intelligence is a game changer. When Ayamar wants to speak, he uses his eyes to select pre-selected words on a circular keyboard. He can then output those words using his own generated AI voice.
My avatar is almost as handsome as I am.
He can choose to hear and see his words spoken by a hyper-realistic avatar.
The giant woke up from his slumber and shouted, Fee, Fi, Fo, Fum. Jack started climbing down the beanstalk as fast as he could, and the giant chased him.
Our motivation for Smarter AI for All is to empower all of us to use the technology to make our worlds better.
Technology is my best hope. And with the advances of AI, I have a chance to sing happy birthday to my children for many years to come, and possibly even toast at their weddings.
This is what AI should be about. Not just efficiency, but humanity. Ensuring that AI is used responsibly isn't just a policy. It's a commitment to people like IMR and families everywhere. This is true AI for good. Responsible AI isn't just my job. It's all of our jobs. The AI race is moving fast, but we don't win by moving recklessly. We win by moving responsibly, with governance, transparency, and ethics at the core. Because trust isn't given, it's earned. So we need to earn that together. Now, I have the responsibility of both security and AI. The reason for this is AI and security are no longer separate discussions. They are fundamentally intertwined. Just as we've embedded rigorous security measures across Lenovo, we apply the same discipline and governance to AI. Why? Because AI isn't just transforming business, it's reshaping the entire threat landscape. So to explore further, I'm excited to bring on one of our key partners to discuss how AI is both the tool for attackers and a weapon for defenders. Please help me in welcoming on stage Diwakar Dayal, Managing Director of SentinelOne. Please come and join me. Great to see you.
Same here. Thanks for having me here.
You bet. So hey, I've been talking to a lot of customers since I've been here, and in many of my discussions, I hear a recurring theme: business transformation and security concerns. AI is accelerating productivity, automation, and decision-making, but it's also accelerating cyber threats. Threat actors are using AI to move faster, attack smarter, and scale more effectively than ever before. So let's dive into this. Why don't you share a bit about SentinelOne, how you're working together, and how we help our customers stay ahead of these bad guys with AI?
Absolutely, right. Can you hear me all right at the back? Is my voice clear? Right, SentinelOne, I think, dreamed of a world of cybersecurity using AI, right? We kind of reimagined how cyber would look 12 years back, much before the whole ChatGPT and everything else that came with it. And that's when we realized that the only way to really keep ahead of adversaries is to use tech and tools that can really test the limits. And AI gave us that freedom almost 10, 12 years back. When we set out to really launch the first agent that was truly AI-driven to stop any kind of attack on endpoints across the world. Honestly, 10 years back, a lot of people didn't believe it. Right? It took us a couple of years to really prove, and prove to the world that this is workable. Today, of course, as we look back, we're able to now protect not just the endpoints, right, which sits across the laptops and cloud and whatnot, but also across identities, across the entire gamut of how we do SIM and the SOC automation. So I think that's the opportunity that we are super excited about, taking AI and really fighting that war against adversaries.
So taking that risk to be ahead of the curve is really paying off. I can see that now. It's clear that AI isn't necessarily creating new threats. We talked about that earlier today. But it's making it easier and faster for attackers to exploit existing vulnerabilities. We've seen this play out in Hong Kong, where recently they used deepfake to simulate the CFO talking to their deal traders, and they transferred $25 million that they never got back. I actually tested it myself. I was trying to figure out how I create that culture of skeptical thinking or critical thinking, so I did my entire sales kickoff speech using deepfake. Using a cell phone and some simple software, I was able to create my entire talk, and the company did not know it wasn't me. That brought the message home at Lenovo. The reality is attackers are adapting, but so are we. So if we make hacking time-consuming, unprofitable, we can become a less attractive target. Attackers are using adversarial AI to tactics, so let's talk about some of that adversarial AI tactics they're using and what you're doing about it.
Absolutely, right? I think as defenders, we always going to have guardrails, right? We can't be as free as the attackers and adversaries, which is why they seem to be always ahead of the curve. But given the limitations that we have, but also given the power of the collaboration community that we have across the customers and various other security vendors, I think we work using AI with a moral compass, which primarily means that zero trust, encryption always, need to know, right, information access and whatnot. Second, of course, is we try and use a lot of see no evil, but also store no evil. As much as possible, try and process that locally, because that kind of gives us the power to really utilize the collaboration of the data from AI, but also not take the personal information out. I think these two really empowers us to kind of really use generative LLMs, right, but also be able to protect and safeguard customer and consumer privacy.
So when you compare traditional ways and traditional methods, you compare that against AI, how is AI helping speed up and improve the accuracy of threat detection?
Oh, absolutely. This is what we do every day for a living, right? If you look at the traditional protection, detection, response, and remediate in cybersecurity, a lot of that was human-driven, right? It didn't work for a lot, at least for the last 10, 15 years. If you looked at the headlines today, most of organizations sitting here at some point would have had a breach. And the reason for that is because they've used the traditional signature-based and human-based technologies and approaches to really fight adversaries. What we've done is really flipped it over, right? What we've done is we've given them the power of AI to really cut short the time from days to hours to seconds today, right? In fact, milliseconds, so that we're able to not just protect, defend, and remediate, but also respond to any kind of attacks that happen in real time with least human intervention. Because the reality is, breach will occur, right? The question is, how quickly can you recover from the situation? And that is where AI really brings in terms of an autonomous platform, which empowers your business continuity planning to get up on stage, right, be back there, and get CISO a good night's sleep even after a breach.
You've been in this industry for probably 30-some years. You've seen how everything's evolved. Tell me examples since you started using AI. Give me some real examples of where that's actually helped accelerate or improve your detection.
Yeah, I think as being one of the leaders of cybersecurity in India, there's not a single weekend that I do not get a call from one of the prospects or organizations who had a breach. But in the last 1-2 years, what we're able to do is able to really recover out of the breach, which maybe starts on a Friday evening. Unfortunately, that's usually the time when things really go wrong, or when they say shit hits the roof. So between Friday night to Sunday, within 24 hours to 48 hours, we can respond and remediate to a real-time breach, make sure that the systems are cleaned, and get the user and data back up online by Monday morning. This would not have been possible, say, even 5 years back, right? I think that's the true power of AI, and I think more and more organizations are realizing that, yes, there is cyber for AI, and there is AI for cyber, and you have to have a mix of both if you really want to have an organization that's really, truly digital, because you are going to get challenged every single day out there.
When we look at our companies, what's the most precious asset we have in our companies? It's our employees. What's the most vulnerable population in our company? Our employees. That's why I drive such a rigorous culture within Lenovo around security. And now we're extending that to AI and how it affects security. I require everybody in the company, regardless of where you sit, CEO to everywhere else to the first level person, to take that training. If you don't take that training, you're removed from the network. There's no exception. And so that's why we're driving so hard to create that culture, but we're also working with Lenovo. And we're working with Lenovo and partnering with them to bring their capabilities in and see how we can showcase that with other customers. Now, can you talk about what we're doing together as partners in working with SentinelOne and Lenovo and delivering that capability to our partners?
Well, of course. I think it's a beautiful relationship. I think it benefits a lot of our customers together today. The fact that Lenovo is the #1 endpoint provider in the world, and the fact that SentinelOne is a Magic Quadrant reader for Gartner for the last 4 years in security endpoints, and also one of the first companies to really truly create a cyber platform. I think together is an unimaginable positive possibilities for our clients, right? The fact that they can get all the dispensations of various tools that Lenovo has in terms of technologies, but bring them together, aggregate the data using SentinelOne to really respond and remediate in real time, to me is the power of this relationship. And quite frankly, I'm amazed every day in terms of what I see and how our customers and organizations benefit. Clearly, it is simplified cybersecurity with enterprise-grade security platform. And that's what Lenovo offers today, along with SentinelOne and various other technology partners that you work with.
It's fascinating you said simplify. We talked to a bunch of CISOs today, and that was the message they gave us, right? They want it simple. It's such a complex world, and they want to see us do some things that simplify it. And one of the things that customers ask is, all right, you work with SentinelOne, you're the #1 endpoint provider. What value, what benefit do I get by working with Lenovo and SentinelOne? What value do you bring?
I think simple, succinct TLDR version, peace of mind, right? When you invest in tech as a CIO, as a CISO or a CISO, you want to go back home on a Friday evening with peace of mind that somebody's got my back. And I can tell you with Lenovo and SentinelOne, we ensure that we can protect and provide for everything in terms of breach protection to all our clients. And to me, that is the biggest takeaway, peace of mind.
Dare to dream, have peace of mind as a security expert. Thanks a lot, Divakar. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
So SentinelOne is a great partner. Lenovo and our customers benefit greatly from that. As we discussed today, security and responsible AI, they go hand in hand. It's not just about fighting threats. It's about building a trustworthy AI-powered future. That means embedding security in everything we build, innovating responsibly, ensuring AI works for our customers, not against them. With governance and security at our core, we are ensuring our customers can navigate AI with confidence. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'll bring on stage Samir Bhatia, President of Asia Pacific. Samir?
Thank you. Hey, Mumbai, how are you all? I know this is very tough at the end of the day, the last but one session. You're tired, lunch is setting in. How are you, Mumbai? Better. I love coming to Mumbai. I love coming to India. Amar talked about vada paos. He says Santosh looks young. I just go away with extra weight here. And I know I'm going to go with extra weight. I live in Singapore. I came a couple of days ago. Coming to India is always special. It's home. Live in Singapore, Dil to Hindustani hai. It's very special. The other thing that I see every time I come here is there's some change. There's no market that I visit where I see adoption of technology as in India. Last night, late last night, had a very long day, and I realized I needed some eye drops. I got eye drops with my app. There's no country in the world that within 10 minutes, I had my eye drops in my room. That's only here, right? Which is just amazing. So it's, we heard a lot about AI. We heard about the innovation at Lenovo. But obviously, we also talk a lot to the customers. How are you adopting your technology? How has the last 12 months been for you? So we launched what we call the CIO Playbook, and it's the 3rd edition for us. We've done it over the 3 years, and we do this every year, to go back, and after the experimental AI over the last 12 months, and as Amar said, AI is real. We went and asked them, how are you using it? We touched 10 markets in Asia Pacific, and we had 900 CIOs, including here in India, asking them, over the last 12 months, what did you do around AI? And some of the things I wanted to give you a very quick highlight about. what did the CIOs really say? And this is a bit of a teaser. There's more details coming in over the next couple of months in terms of details of this study. They talked about challenge, and I think somewhere today we talked about data. Data being the number one challenge, which is a success, which is holding success of AI. Poor data, data across organizations, across different businesses, in the cloud, on-prem. So data was a number one challenge. Remember, data is the foundation, it's the bedrock of using AI. Now, another very interesting point was that 45% plan to prioritize AI service providers, working with organizations like ourselves, who have actually been working with customers, bringing, Amar, talked about the ecosystem. We had our partners up here working with them, is because of the experience. It's also because they came back on shortage of skills, which is actually holding back on some of the adoption. 65% plan AI workloads on a hybrid or on-prem infrastructure. Matt talked about the 3 foundational models. He talked about the hybrid AI. So 65% are looking at some sort of a infrastructure on AI on-prem. The number 2 business priority is to improve employee productivity. Goes to the point of AI PCs. Leveraging that, leveraging AI to improve employee productivity so that they can get away from the mundane tasks. And last but not least is sustainability. With the use of AI, it requires a lot of power. And with that, goes into the next segue into sustainability. Now, think about this. AI demands power. Now, in India, 42% of Indian organizations see compute power will be doubling due to AI. Now, an average study around the world, an average data center, a mid-size, I'm not talking about the hyperscalers, it will go up usage by 3 to 5 megawatts of power. Now, this is an average mid-sized data center. Now, you think of hundreds and hundreds of data centers. Look at the pressure on power. And I'm not even going to the big ones yet. Just to put things in perspective, a megawatt of power can light more than 10,000 bulbs of 100 watts. So just multiply that in amount of power that it is required. Obviously, requirement. Santosh talked a little bit about the power requirement. There's a 6x increase of power consumption by data centers by 2023. So if you look at an average data center around the world, a country where has a lot of data center, the typical usage of the whole country's data, power, electricity is 3 to 4%. So 3 to 4% of the power is used by data centers. Study shows by 2030, this is going to go up 3-folds. So imagine a country's power will be anywhere between 8 to 10%. That's a lot of power. And this is where data centers and organizations like us are thinking of how do we bring that down? How do we make sure that we go and leverage technology to make sure that less power is used? So with that comes, I think I have a wrong slide here, but sorry if you bear with me here. All right, so let me just talk a little bit about Neptune, and I'm not going to talk about those numbers. I'll come to that. We have a water-cooled technology product. It's called Neptune. So basically, it brings water cooled into the data center where it's tunneled across to reduce power. It can reduce heat as much as 100%. which actually can reduce 40% of the power in a data center. Now, this slide really talks about how faster delivery, where a lot of these water-cooled solutions can be fitted in a data center, racks stacked in the factory to make sure that the deployment time really comes out much, much faster. We have 12 years of experience in the data center, in building up the Neptune water-cooled solutions. 6th generation of solutions that we've actually brought in to our customers. Bringing in the data center, water into a data center is sometimes a bit scary, right? Water passing and cooling. 12 years of experience doing it. And this brings in sustainability so that the data centers can actually focus more on compute as opposed to spending on the power. I remember over my career, and many of you might remember, and it still goes on, you go into a data center, what do? You go into a data center, you wear 2 jackets because it's cold. I've visited some of these data centers, they operate at about 30, 35 degrees. You actually have to really get into a t-shirt. So just imagine the power. In some of our installations, it's gone to the extent that the hot water, it's normal water, it's not chilled water, because chilled water defeats the purpose, right? You're chilling the water. It's normal water that goes through the server, and hot water comes out. And some of our installations in the cold countries, the hot water actually goes through the building and warms it. It can warm swimming pools. It can take the snow out of the sidewalks. So that's an overall sustainability aspect. We have over 169 deployments around the world on Neptune, including here in India. And I say this because this is the future. And if we want to go and increase the power in data centers, there's very little water. There's very, very little, remember, this water is recirculated, so it's not wasted. There's very little energy. So this is the future that you will see, and how Lenovo is spearheading the Neptune water-cooled solution. So with that, over the last 15 years, we've had our partners up here. Lenovo has a long history of deep-rooted innovation with our partners, and it's no exception with AMD. With over 15 years of partnership, we've been building some fantastic solutions, innovations together. Let's look at a video, and let's play that video to see some of this innovation. Isn't that amazing? And I'd like to welcome, please join me in a warm welcome to my dear friend Vinay Sinha, General Manager for AMD India on stage. Welcome, Vinay. Vinay, it's been such a pleasure working with you over the years. We've known each other for many, many years, and I really appreciate the partnership and what we're doing jointly with the customers.
Oh, absolutely. A pleasure and a privilege. Thank you for having us here. Yeah, we go back a long time.
Yeah, we do.
Professionally and personally. And again, a big shout out to the partnership that we have. Second to none. Thank you.
Thank you. So Vinay, demand for AI is incredible. And we're seeing this. I give examples of how AI is being used. It's incredible. How is AMD poised for that and addressing the demand for AI infrastructure?
Was expecting that one. Yeah, everything is about AI. Let me try to break it up to relevance. So, it's a very collaborative manner that we are seeing AI and deploying it worldwide. If you hear our CEO, Dr. Lisa Su, she's very clear that any product which comes from the AMD arsenal will have an AI impregnated into it. So if you see, again, break it up into the high task training inferencing, you have the accelerators, GPUs, the MI300, well adapted by the hyperscalers, OEMs, all of that. The latest MI325, we've got a whole of 256 HBM, which kind of gives us 2 terabyte per UBB, which kind of feeds the ever-hungry, memory-hungry LLMs. So that's on the GPU side. As you lot many people, Amar touched about it, Santosh touched about it. We talked about the frugal AI, or AI at cost. I think one of the things that we need to demystify is the fact that we really do not need the state-of-the-art, high-end GPUs to run all and every across AI spectrum. You need to realize what do you need. I mean, if you need LLMs really high-end, yes, you have the GPU story.
So it's not a fashion statement.
No, it is not, because there you are. You have CPUs. We have Turin CPUs, which has got, in fact, with the first to market with Lenovo, with 192 cores for anything which is, small language, machine learning, HR chatbots, database collaboration. You really don't need those fancy GPUs. You can work with. We really have so much power beefed into our CPUs, like 192 cores is good enough. So we're doing that in a lot of those data centers with a CPU story on the AI, on these small language and all of that. And then, of course, you talked about AI for individual, AI personal, and there we are. We have 50 tops. Our friends in Microsoft are going to be happy because Copilot Plus is kind of a requirement. And we have all PCs now, which is giving literally, it's like having a supercomputer at your fingertips. So Matt touched upon it that it's your twin and how you can really work on that. And we have now a product which kind of enhances that. So again, we are not only a part of the AI ecosystem, but we are contributing and we're doing whatever we can to actually shape the future of AI in times to come.
Yeah, and it's very outcome-based, right? I mean, we start right from the big LLMs. We talk about GPUs, and then we talk about inference. We just don't need that much of power, right? And you're absolutely right. And I think I was asked today by someone, what's the focus for, where do you see the growth areas this year? And I can't help but say one of the growth areas is an area that we've been actually working together very closely is high-performance computing and AI. And I was up here talking about the water cool and so forth, right? And that's a huge demand. How are we, and as I said, we're working very closely on this, are we working together in evolving and actually helping in this demand?
Yeah, again, very relevant, Sumer, because it kind of affects everyone's life. All the fancy words that we are using, of sustainability and all of that, it kind of is where the rubber meets the road. So
just to say, on HPC, there's one aspect we always look at. It's used to solve humanity's greatest challenges.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, weather, terrible diseases, and so forth, right? And that's, to me, that's the work that's done is actually a very noble cause.
Yeah. It is making, it is working towards a greener planet, a much better place to live in. And you have the creme la creme CIOs, and I think one of the biggest issues that they're grappling with is the power situation, right? So fundamentally, what are we doing? And we've been partnering with Lenovo on Neptune. In fact, we pride ourselves on launching, and we are first to market with Lenovo for the Turins. We've done a lot of wins with Neptune, where we are literally saving a lot of power envelope and getting real estate saved. And as we move forward, we talked about a lot of 3 pillars have been talked about, but I'll possibly touch upon the legacy 3 pillars, which is reliability, performance, and sustainability. I think that was the one that we've grown up in IT with, that these are the three that we really need. And I think reliability has been a decade or so where Lenovo has been earmarked as one of the most reliable systems. Performance, I just talked about. We have close to about 500 worldwide benchmarks and records, and more than 1/3 of that are with Lenovo. Yep. And as we move into sustainability, which is so critical, again, 50 to 54% of our sustainable benchmarks is again on Lenovo. So our partnership is really respected and really thankful. We honestly working very close to understand the needs of the customer to get that done. In fact, it's a good trivia that the top 2 supercomputers are the most green, are working on the AMD solutions. Again, great story that. And in fact, as we launch more, and one of the examples that I would want to share with the audience out here would be the one that you drove, Sumer, is the University of Queensland, where we are running a whole training module for rest use, which used to take about 5 to 6 days, which we got it truncated to now 5.5 hours. It's like 7.x performance enhancement.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing which is really helping us change the whole concept that we are doing with Lenovo. Again, thank you.
Reliability, performance, and sustainability, great. I mean, on reliability, we take it for granted because we see the solution out there, and for most users, it's an invisible infrastructure. I say it can be only invisible if it's very reliable, right? And performance, absolutely. That's very, very close. Let's shift now gears into India, and I know everyone here would want to know a little bit more about that. And there's a lot of great things that we're doing here. You want to talk a little bit about some of our collaborations and focus, and where do you see that demand of AI infrastructure in India? From your perspective, you being the leader for AMD in India.
Everyone mentioned, Matt, Amar, I think the time for India, I'm a firm believer that you solve for India, you solve for the world. I think the world is looking at India with a lot of expectations that, the talent pool, whatever we're doing out here has kind of become a policy in the world, for the world. So again, there's a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of, the mothership focus into this country, and rightly so. What we're doing is that, if you again break it up into 3 or 4 concepts, or the way it is working is that, you see, there is a government initiative, the MIGHTY or the Mission AI, or they also go and coin the word AI everywhere. So that is something which is up for grabs. It's something which has got political will, and we are actually seeing it turn into reality. So we are partnering with MIGHTY to ensure that the whole technology is really accessible to all of them, to understand it is, and the fact of the matter is that we have to be very open. We have to have an open system ecosystem. And that's what we're trying to work with MIGHTY and the other ministries to understand that, hey, this is how it can really work. And we are collating with them on use cases, because it's no point only providing the road. We need to also tell them what are the traffic rules and where we need to start using that. That's one. We're going ahead and taking a step forward. In fact, we are part of the Ministry of HRD and Ministry of Information Technology Talent, Semicon Talent Program, because one is just providing the smart hardware and software, which is, guys like you and us can co-provide. But we also need to make it future ready. We need to be future-proofing the India skill sets. So we are also working with a lot of premium institutes, both private as well as public, IITs, triple ITMs, where we are designing the curriculum, that how is that we should be working with these institutes and what is that they should be teaching. So when the students, they come out, there's no dearth of AI talent. We're also going and incubating and in a lot of these ISCs of the world where they can really tinker around with the AI labs. So they're up and ready. So they really have the touch and feel out of it. So whenever the whole demand does come, and you see the world is looking at India for this talent pool, I think we need to do our bit to ensure that we're doing enough for that. So again, really exciting times. And like in AMD we say, one of our brand line is that together we advance. I think it's a very inclusive way that we're working for within India. And again, the rest of the things like the CSPs, emerging CSPs, that's the bread and butter. That we are doing. But I think we need to do a lot of this to ensure that the readiness is more complete. And,
and I also think some of those AI stacks that we're working on together, which is on some enterprises, POCs happening in IT ops and so forth. I think that's fueling a lot of innovation where organizations have started using that to move into bigger things. And I think those are awesome things that we're doing together, and I really appreciate all that support.
Thank you.
I think it's just the beginning, right?
It is. It is. Right? It's just the beginning. It's really, we are at the tip, and I think it's a matter of time. I think everyone knows. I think everyone shouted out, it's for real. We can really see it. We can see the whole concept of building use cases. I think it's started, well started. Like we say, how well begun is half done. So I think we've started off well. I think we just need to ensure that we stay the course, we stay focused, and we ensure that we have plenty of talents available down in this country to really harness what we need to do with AI.
Yeah, and I love that part about stay focused. It is a marathon.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and I often say, to grow big, you have to go small, right? And that's very important aspect of it. It's an absolute, it's changing, and we've got to keep innovating. And with that, Vinay, I'd really like to thank you and thank you for the partnership. Thank you for the innovation we've jointly been actually working on and actually taking it to the market. I think there's some great things, and it's an awesome working with you and your team.
Thank you so much for having us, and a big thank you to our customers and partners who actually make it happen for us. Thank you for all the support, and look forward for interacting with all of you in the evening. Thank you again.
Thanks, Vinay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, so I just want to quickly go through what I started off with, and I talked about the CIO playbook. I'd like to actually invite you all to actually the Lenovo Tech Day, which is scheduled for 25th April. It's in JW Marriott, AeroCity, New Delhi, where we're going to go deeper into the tech, into the CIO playbook, really going into parameters of how this can actually help your organization. And you know, there's a QR code. Please feel free to download this, and it's a great you know, first insight into this. Yes, I can see phones coming out. Feel free to do this. But you know, I want you to walk away today with that question and with a lot of information that you received today. What are you doing about AI? What's your plan? Which part of the journey are you in? And a lot of these things, which we'll talk again on the Tech Day, you'll see that journey that many customers have actually taken. And maybe that will inspire many of you to actually move in that direction. So with that, I'd like to welcome Shailendra onto the stage once again. Welcome, Shailendra. Closing. Thank you.
Thanks for the great note, Sumir and Vinay. So thank you for your patience over the last 3 hours. I know we always have a lot to share, and that's one of the challenges of our pocket to cloud strategy, that we always have a lot of content to take you through. But we've saved a bit of inspiration for the last, and hopefully this should be a nice closing for the whole day that we've been with you since afternoon. I started off with one big problem that we were trying to solve, right? That there are a lot of learners in India, but there is a real problem of digital divide. There is a need for AI skilling in India, where we announced a partnership with NIE. But there's another big problem that the country faces, right? And some of that you heard, that a country of 1.5 billion people, but there's only one sport that practically we are world beaters at. And yes, there are a spark or two in between in terms of some other sports that are coming in. So with this entire thing about how do we make the country really proud and bring a lot more metal home, there is a partnership that we've announced, and it is part of what I shared earlier, that how do we bring technology to use in solving for the big problems that India faces, and one of which is how do we make sports performance better in the country. So with that, let me call on stage Deepti, the CEO for Go Sports Foundation, and Amit Parmeshwaran, who's the head of our AI COE. And before we start chatting with them, can we have the video playing, please?
heel speed. Up and over, 1, 2. Oh, and she makes it!
Well
She
done
made
indeed.
it! How absolutely fantastic!
I haven't seen that in 20 years since Produnova.
Match point opportunities.
Game.
Incredible. 22-20.
Go Sports Foundation has been at the forefront of change. They have not only supported many of our top players from an early age, but are also actively building knowledge, strengthening institutions and adding structure to Indian sport. Such comprehensive approaches are essential if we are to bring about enduring and lasting change.
In my experience, there is phenomenal sporting talent in India that is waiting to be given opportunities. Early identification and systematic guidance will deliver that talent to the world stage. The team at Go Sports Foundation shares my vision of supporting deserving athletes. I'm very happy to be working with them on the Athlete Mentorship Program. The Go Sports Foundation programs have my full support.
Can we have a big round of applause for Deepthi and Amit? Sorry for the miscue earlier. So personally, I got very inspired when we first starting with the Goat Sports team a few months ago. And this concept of improving sports performance, you've seen that with the global partnership with Formula One and with FIFA now. But there's a very live case that we have coming from the country. So Deepthi, can you talk us through how do you see this partnership going forward?
First of all, thank you so much and congratulations. My eyes are open on what are all the ways in which we can use AI, and I'm so glad that Indian sport can also benefit from AI. So I think a couple of months back when we started, we are a 16-year-old foundation because every 4 years, all of us Indians wake up just 2 weeks before the Olympics when the promos start and wonder how we're going to do with the Olympics and the Paralympics. And that's something that bothered us and we wanted to change. So over the last 16 years, we're sitting on a lot of data because primarily a lot of speakers spoke in the past about how we are always relying on Western data to try and fit what will work in India. And similarly, the way we are built, the way we eat, the way we walk, the way we jump is all very different from our Western counterparts. So we wanted to really try and understand how to use this data for the future. Because in the entire Olympic history as well, India has won only 2 Olympic individual gold medals so far. So we have a really long way to go. We keep talking about how large this country is, but unless you put in a process and a system, that's not going to happen. But when we started talking to the team at Lenovo, I think what was very interesting is one of the first things all of us as Indians don't have is access to a profile of a young Indian athlete. So many times we actually, like even someone like a Deepa Karmakar, when she went to the Olympics and actually made a name over there, everyone started Googling her. And I remember that her profile actually following had 600 to some ridiculous number overnight in 24 hours, and people wanted to know a lot about her. And this is something we maintain for our bunch of athletes. So we decided to start with the sport of badminton because we worked in it extensively. And we obviously met Amit and the other members in the Lenovo team. And we tried to build this profile of athletes. We started with badminton for this particular user case. I'm not going to get into the tech aspect. I'm not a techie. I'm going to leave that to Amit. But I think today, very recently, we also heard someone like a Pulela Gopichan saying that only rich kids should be playing sport. But he said that because what happens is you can't really make a livelihood, and elite sport is so tough. less than 1% of the people actually make it. So what happens to the 99%? And most of those times, they need to get a job, and for that, athletes spend a lot of time creating these profiles, telling people, how do I, what are the tournaments I've played, what have I done, and all of these things. So what we've attempted to build as a POC, as a first step, really with the team, is to create this public profiles with catches all the information that is available about a particular athlete and have that available to send across everywhere. That is how we have understood. I'm going to maybe ask Amit to explain it better.
You've perfectly set the context, Deepti, that so much of the data that we need, which is right for our context, our genetic makeup, we have to find our own way of what suits the Indian condition to win in sports. So with that, Amit, why don't you talk us through what the solution has been like? I know it's still very early days, but personally, I'm very excited with what we are building together.
Sure. First of all, I'm very glad to be here talking about how Lenovo is bringing AI closer to real life, and also how we are working with organizations like Go Sports in realizing value from AI, right? And if you look at the ancient history of sports, or even the recent past history of sports, I think there are a couple of interesting learnings. Number one, preparation is very, very critical, because for athletes, preparation before the sports is as important as what they do in the arena, right? Second learning is that focus is very important. It's very critical, really. Because especially nowadays, there are too many opportunities for distraction. So athletes need to really focus on their sports, their competition, their performance, than getting distracted by too many things. So this solution, what we call as the digital twin of the athletes, is all about making athletes more efficient, their support team more efficient, reduce the cognitive load on the athletes, and then let them focus. And also, as Deepti said, ensure this sports is scalable for more sportsmen using the data, make the data accessible to more sportsperson as well. So essentially, this solution has three building blocks or the components. One is the data foundation. We are bringing, as Deepti said, we have a lot of data about the athletes. One is the internal data, for example, their training data, the interventions from the coaches, their training video, that's the internal data. Then the external data, the public profile of the athletes, as well as the social media data, right, or the data about their competitors. So we are bringing all this data together. We are hoping to bring all the data together and building the initial data foundation. Second element of the solution is what we call as the digital athlete journey visualization. So this solution is built, designed for multiple personas in mind. One is the athlete, sports person. Second is their administration team, support team, coaches as well, right? Or even the doctors, for example. So all the personas can look at the overall journey of the athletes, hopefully, right? And the third building block, which is very interesting, is what we call as the AI assistant. This is built using the OpenAI's latest foundation model, LLM, GPT-4o, which is very good in reasoning and multi-step analysis as well. So again, this AI assistant can do three things, three functionalities really. One is the data extraction, information extraction and summarization. For example, imagine a coach who wants to really access all the 5 years of performance data of the sports person. He can do that with an open-ended question. Second functionality is about reasoning and analysis. Again, if the coach wants to analyze the performance of the sports person, and more importantly, seek recommendations on what should be the performance for the upcoming competition, that can be done as well. Third functionality is really content creation. So for athletes, I think it's very critical to engage with their fans, for example, right? So using AI assistant, they can create social media content as well. Again, this LLM is trained on all the internal data, will be trained on the internal data and the external data. So which means that the content created by this LLM will be totally personalized and contextualized. So overall, in essence, this is all about making the athletes more efficient, reduce the cognitive load, let them focus, and also help scale the solution sports across multiple sports within India as well. So looking forward to more partnership, Deepti, and scale this to other sports. Thank you.
Thanks, Amit, for taking us through the process. And once you see the process, it seems so replicable across other things, right? How does a student study better? How do you improve your own health? How do you improve your financial performance of your portfolio? It's all about the data, and then how you keep working with the data, create a twin of what you really practice, so that you get that feedback and improve over time. So you said that, yeah, cricket is big, badminton, we are making some mark. I know you've been a tennis player yourself. What other sports are interesting you in terms of using this model?
We are very excited about fencing. It's a similar hand-eye coordination and movement that you have with badminton. We also do a lot of work in the Paralympic space. And I think it's fascinating, we had someone from FIFA who also spoke about the role that sport has, even from a place of humanity. And I think there are so many different problems to solve using sport as a vehicle for different young children. I mean, we have the largest population, but we also have the highest number of people with diabetes. Right? That's because we're not moving enough and we're not really playing enough. So I think whether it's performance-based, whether it is movement-based, whether it is high-performance-based, we're very excited about what all AI can do. And I think there are so many different partners over here. We're building this digital twin here, but we genuinely feel there is so much more to do for Indian sport. I think the ATP for tennis does that brilliantly. Today, when you all watch cricket, you all get so much of stats and data, but that's not available on so many other sports. So it would be wonderful that not every 4 years, but throughout the days, we have enough information and data so that more people really enjoy the love of sport, and also we have healthy citizens of the country. So excited about what we can build in the future from here.
Absolutely, Deepti. Look forward to the partnership growing, and let's bring a lot more metal for the country over the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope that last bit was inspiring for you as well. When all of us are part of the tech industry, how do you put technology to good use for humankind? Sports is a great unifier, and like Sumir said earlier, we love it when technology can solve for humanity's greatest challenges. And you saw some evidence of that on stage today. So we are at the end of near about the end of a marathon session, but the evening is not over yet. It's been an absolute privilege to host all of you over the last 3 to 4 hours. And a big thank you for your support to our business and helping us create impact in the market over the last 20 years. We are now going to open up the technology booths. There's a large section for our commercial solutions, and just behind that, we have an equally exciting zone for our Lenovo and Motorola consumer products. Do take the time to visit our booths. I'm sure you'll be excited with all the innovation. I don't think slides do that justice, like Amar said. Do experience the technology for yourself. And this was not all serious. We do have a fantastic evening lined up for you. We have a Bollywood performer. She is a very popular artist who's going to perform for us in the next 1 hour or so. So take the time to visit our booths and enjoy the performance, and then look forward to meeting some of you over dinner as well. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. All experience zones and demos are open for you to visit and experience. That's not all. As Shailendra mentioned, we have a great performance coming up at around 6. Please stick around for a fantastic experience. After that, we have cocktails and a nice dinner for your enjoyment. On behalf of Lenovo, thank you once again for being a part of this journey. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.